Yeah, so very good evening to all. So hope it is audible. Okay, fine. Okay, so I think the count it is like nearly five. It's okay. So it's like almost time, and few people joined. So I'm happy for that. Really, 4 to 5 people have been joined. Fine. So yesterday we are discussing about matplotlib, how to visualize the data. So based on the table or it can be anything, how can I represent it in the diagrammatic way by drawing the graph? So to represent the value, that is highest value, lowest value, average, mean, median, whatever might be there. So to draw as a graph, so we are going with the data visualization, or we can go with the or you can tell as a matplotlib. And if you want to go in depth about it, we can have a one more. Other than the matplotlib, we have a C bonus there. So that also it is a basically what you're learning here, as it is you'll be learning, but few more advantage we have over there. So to make many things we have, and same feature, we cannot tell like a moderate of 2 to 3% difference, not more than that. Yeah. Either if you're knowing matplotlib, also fine. If you're knowing directly C1, also fine. But if you know matplotlib and C1, very simple, you can do it for sure. And just recap what are things we are discussed in the last class. Anyone, can you unmute and tell what are the things we are discussed in the last class inside the matplotlib? What we have discussed? Have you implemented and checked? Is the graph, pointer, everything is working one by one? But be interactive, come on. At least today, 8th day, it became be interactive. Have you coded matplotlib in your Jupyter notebook? If yes, post yes in the chat.
Yes, sir.
One
Testing.
response. What about others? Malini, Stephen, sir. Okay, fine. Yesterday we started with a float. So now what is matplotlib? So we can tell as it is going to be the low level graph. So it is going to be completely a low level graph which makes the everyone makes understanding. So because it is going to be completely based on the pictorial representation, so it is going to be simple for everyone to understand. And most important thing, if you want to check the version, also we have checked with the version. So first topic in the matplotlib is nothing but float. We have discussed with a float. So just share my screen. Okay, fine. Hope it is visible. Now, when you're going with these kind of categories, so first of all, you have to know about what is float. Float is nothing but to draw the point. You're having a x-axis or you're telling as a y-axis. So based on that, I have to float it. So now to import the matplotlib, you have to use our library called as import and matplotlib.py file float as plt. Okay. Now we have discussed about how to go with the numpy, and same thing here. We are using a numpy only. So np.array 10 and 20. So np.array 30 and 10. So now if you want to display or if you want to first float, so you have to use a float function. So if you want to draw a graph, then I have to go with a float. Float is nothing but basically to make your sub modules. So what is your sub module? Based on that sub module, I'm going to import it. Now, after importing, I'm using like float. Inside that float, I have x and I have comma y. So now, based on the scenario, after floating the point, I have to display. For display purpose, we are going with the plt dot show. So we have discussed about this. Now, next, we have discussed about the markers. What kind of structure you want. Suppose you have a point from here to here in place of drawing the line. So in place of that, I can go with the point wise. So this mark belongs to this person and this point belongs to this axis. So if you want to float like that also, yes, we can go with a representation by using that O. So O is nothing but that ring symbol you can use for representing that symbol. Same thing, some markers we have discussed. What are the markers we have discussed? Just tell me what are the markers we have discussed. Come on, Marcus. Plus star we have discussed, diamond shape we have discussed, capital D, small d. Yesterday we discussed, right? This is everything we have discussed. So one by one, just will recap if you are not done. So first is nothing but if you are using the symbol that is O means I can tell it's going to be a ring symbol you'll be getting. There is a marker we can tell. And based on star is nothing but one more is going to be marker to take up a value of the marker. So star, 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 they're also star. Now, x-axis and the y-axis. So completely x-axis is going to be the horizontal axis and y-axis is going to be the vertical axis. So yesterday someone like exactly I did not tell is that person, but asked about what is x and y. So how it is calculating? See here, x-axis is going to be horizontal axis. Hope you know what is horizontal and vertical. So I don't know to tell. It's not like you are like kid to tell everything. So you know what is horizontal and the vertical. Same thing. X-axis is going to be the horizontal. Y-axis is going to be the vertical. And floating without line. So if you want to float without line, then I can go with the float and what is that value marker you can give so that I can display my values. Suppose if this O is not there, can see how it will be drawing the line. So because from here to here you have to draw line, right? You are telling not don't want to use marker. If you're not using marker, then how can you decide that the 10 comma sorry 11 comma 8, 31 comma 10 where you have pointed? At least dot is nothing but that symbol only. So now I don't want this line. In place of line, I need something called as a marker. When that line will be removed, only that representation of marker will be there. So if I'm asking in the like floating without line, how to float without line, then you have to remember about this marker. Okay, so this parameter O, what you're passing here, that is mean for ring marker we used to tell. Multiple point also we have discussed, many point you have to reach, so I can use that. And number of two arrays should be same, x and the y should be same. So one is going to be 5, one is going to be 4 means you don't accept. And yesterday we have compile and showed you that. Next is nothing but default x points. So whatever you're pointing is going to be, you're telling that my 3 8 1 10 5 7 is given. So based on your marker I'll try to figure out the answer. So now the x alone you're given, I don't have about the y. So by default, start with a 0, 1, 2, 3, move on. Yeah. Now markers. So we have, other than that, we can have a pass up argument called as a marker. You're giving double quotation or sorry, single quotation, double quotation also fine. So if you're giving that represents also it works. Otherwise, we can go with a marker. So inside this float, what are things you have, you can see here. Can see that what is the x and the y you can give. Okay. So based on your floating axis we have. So float x and y using default line style and the color. By passing by default x and y, it will draw the line style. No, if not, I need to go with the VO. So it float the x and y using the blue circle marker. Same thing if you are having a y, or you can go with the R plus. Okay. So this is nothing but a one by one scenario is given. Right? Pulses will be there. So that is what yesterday we have showed that pulse line. So dot 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 will be there. That pulse line will be there. So now we can see that D small d is going to be the minimum. So minimum small will be there. Capital in place of small d can give capital D. So we're giving us a capital D, you can see the difference. Big diamond shape will be taken up. Next, we have a V. So V is nothing but to denote that down arrow, left, right, and the up arrow, we can go with the structures. So now, totally we have n number of markers. So that n number of markers has been pointed here. So we have really more, but according to your project and according to your scenario, try to utilize. It's not like every time you should know everything. Everything is not going to be possible. But which are the common things? Circle is common. Few people can use star, few people can use point, yeah, or few people will use plus. When you're going with a machine learning, like a based on the, then you are going for the machine learning, we have like a supervised and supervised machine learning. Okay, these kind of things. There you have to search for like a which is going to be a good and bad one. You have to segregate it. So there you will be having neurons like a plus plus plus. That kind of stuff will be there. So P is for the plus symbol. Either you can use a plus symbol or P character you can use to take a plus. S is for the spire, and D is for the diamond, and small d is for diamond thing. Okay, so P is for the pentagon, H is for the hexagon, small h for the hexagon with a small length, like a thin size will be there. So V is for the triangle, up, down, and right and left is there. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4 is nothing but triangle, try, up, down, and the left and right. So vertical line and horizontal line. So this everything is going to be the common marker. Just see what is happening. Okay, but it's not like compulsory you have to remember everything. Okay. So we have discussed about the markers. So now what is next? How to go with the format string. So next we'll go with the okay. Next we'll go with the format FMT. So how to use that format FMT? Just we'll analyze. So now here only we'll be giving that a line. So we have said about that when you're going with a like a string notations, the parameter what you're specifying, that kind of markers will have to produce. So the parameter can be called the FMT, and it will be writing how. So that FMT is nothing but very small info. I'll tell you that. Just we'll write a code for that. That will be better to understand. So first of all, we have to import the matplotlib. So import. We are going to float. So for the float, we'll use a 5 float. Then as PLT as of now for the alias name. So we'll be using a numpy. So I'll import a numpy as np. Next, I'll give as a y points. So I'll give as a y pts. So y points is equal to np dot create an array. Array of what? Array of a value 3, 8, 1, or a 2 and 10. Something, anything is fine. Now, after this, if you want to float it, okay, so I'll go with the PLT dot float, because inside that PLT only you'll be having that matplotlib with a 5 float. So from there, you're trying to access float. So float of y. So y points, PTS, y points. And how should I draw? So you're telling that should be drawn in O, that is ring symbol, and that ring symbol, if you're writing as a ring symbol, yes, completely fine. I'll try to draw the figure now. By using show, we can take it. You can see here, I have drawn a line, but some mistake. What is that? We have to use a function numpy. Got it. Okay. So now you can see here it has been floated. So 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and 4 points. So totally 4 values given and 4 values floated. Now I have to go with the format string. So this is not a format string, it's going to be just a, we can tell as a marker. Now I have to want to go with a like a string means that should be, or suppose that O should be in which color? I'm telling us that should be in the red color. I'll give as a R. You can see here responding with a R. Now I don't want R. I need a blue color. Suppose you are going with this scenario. So B is to we are giving as a star. You can see here star with a B. So B is nothing but blue color. Then the star is nothing but what marker you want to place in your value. So we have placed that star over here. Next, how can you go with the line reference? Line reference. So we have a two types of line reference. One is going to be like we can tell as a dotted line. One is going to be a solid line. So dotted line how it will work and solid line how it will work, I'll tell you. And all the reference should be in the RGB format. So that is why R is for small r. So used for the previous question R. So R is for the right here small r. So the small r, yeah, thank you. So small r, you can tell. So based on your scenario, I'll try to take. So small r is nothing but red color. Okay. And if you want to go with a G is nothing but green color. So like this, we have etc. things. Now, based on this scenario, how to mark, like we have a marker here, the star is called as a marker. The star is a marker. This marker I have to increase marker size. I have to increase the marker size. So how to increase? Just think, what can we do to increase the size of the marker? Fast. Yes, any answer? Okay, just let me know the answer. Just take your time.
Sir, hello.
Okay, audible now?
Now it's audible.
Okay. Sorry, then.
Yes. So I have a doubt also.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tell me.
for all colors, now it's just the first letter that we have to type in, and then it'll
And
come.
that is sufficient, yes.
Okay,
And
fine. So
for
what about black?
suppose if you want to go with like what are the colors they have mentioned, we can go with. So now suppose marker symbol, you have to go with a different, that we cannot do it. and B is for the blue only. Suppose if you need a black means you have to go with that code. So color code is there, you have to go with that. I'll tell you one by one. I'll tell you black also you can type. I'll tell you one by one when you're going with the colors.
Okay, sir.
So now when you're going with the MS is nothing but when I'm teaching this itself, it is muted or
When you
up to
were
where it.
when you were teaching sir, this whole program.
Oh, 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 oh. Okay, cool. Fine. Better I'll do one thing. I'll join my mobile also. Okay, fine. So now when you're going with the format of string FMT, this is completely is based on. So just I'll tell you one by one. First, you have to import whatever you are importing. Sorry, whatever you imported as it is. So you're giving us a round or whatever you are making it. So you can give completely. I can accept it. Now when you're going with a marker size, I have to increase the marker size. How to increase the marker size? So this marker size is nothing but very small your mean. So this I should increase the size. How to increase the marker size? So as it is, I'll copy. So whatever array value you're keeping, I'll keep as it is. I'll be increasing some value from 10 to 20 and I'll give as a 55 and I'll give as a 3 something I'll give you. Now I have to increase the marker size. So already 3 is there. I'll give as 7, which is not there. Now, how to increase the marker size? So you're telling us marker size is very less, like a very small, it's like a minimum. So now I should increase the size. The size is there, right? So I have to increase this marker size. So now how to increase the marker size? By using the parameter called as MS. So now first you have to float it. How will you float? By calling that data visualization. So PLT dot float. Float is a function name. Inside this, I'll be passing my YPTS. Next, I have to go with the markers. So what kind of marker I'm using? I'm using the, suppose I'm using for plus, or in place of plus, I'll go with a star better. Now star. So now the star by default, it will give me just PLT or dot. If I'm giving us show, we give like this. And you feel that this is like a size of this marker is going to be small. So if you want to increase the size, I can, after this, I can give a parameter called as MS, marker size. MS stands for the marker size. So that marker size should be changed to, suppose I'm giving as a 15. You can see here, it has been changed to the 15. Suppose you're giving as a 25. You can see that change also you can see. So 25. So this is how that marker size works. So minimum better to keep 15 so that everything will be inside your border. It won't go out of your border. So because this is a good view, we can tell we're able to predict it. So this 3, 8, 2, 10, nothing we are doing. Just we are writing the typing the code and we are using the syntax properly. So that is what the advantage in the advanced
No,
level.
MS is not case sensitive, sir.
MS. No, you can give like MS also. You can see here. It will work.
Okay.
Okay. You can give anything. So this is a parameter only, right? Suppose you're passing as a marker. So in place of marker, you're giving markers. So now, okay, it should be a marker, right? So I'll give as marker. And here I can draw it. There's nothing but small release will be there because it is going to be a case insensitive they are telling. So because of that, warning will be thrown. No issue, but you'll be getting the output. But better everything if you're using with the lower case, completely fine. Don't think that if you're giving with the upper case, error will be thrown. Based on your version only, you can see that error warning here. Case insensitive properties. So where when you're using 3.3 and support will be removed to minor release later. So based on the version you're updating. So now right now what version you're using, based on version only it will work. Now we are using below 7 only. So it's going to be completely case insensitive. So I'll try to use that either a upper case or a lower case, completely fine. So better go with a lower case, which sounds fine. Okay. So fine. So now we are able to increase the size of the marker. Now we have to give the color of that marker. So now this, what is this color? Blue color is there. So I don't want blue color. I need a different color for this marker. So we can give a marker. And okay, that is color is different. Already we have discussed. Now this border is there, right? This border alone I have to make a different color. This in this marker, this outer line. This outer line should be in one color, inner should be in the different color. How to make that? We can put as a title color as a marker color. How to make your marker color? So previously done with a line color. So how to draw that marker with a different color? We are able to do it. Now we are focusing on marker color for that border. So one thing you have to remember, this is going to be the common thing for us. Now this, because this way we followed, through this value I have to float it. So first, if you want to float it, we'll go with the PLT dot float function. So for the floating the axis, I can go here. So YPTS is going to be my value, set of array, set of values. So and if you want to find the type of this, suppose I'm going with a print type of YPTS, and see here numpy n dimension array. Yeah. Now next scenario is nothing but, so after floating the value, my marker, so one parameter I'm passing as a marker should be in the pattern of I'll give as of now I'll give as a tap symbol, or I'll give as a left arrow or right arrow, anything as of now. Now based on your scenario, yep. So based on your scenario, I have to change my size. So or I'll try to give as a show PLT dot show. I have showed with that arrow mark. Now I have to increase my size. So to increase the size, what we did, we are using ms. So marker size is equal to, suppose I'm giving as a 15. You can see here it has been changed. Yep. So in place of this arrow, I think so it's not sounds properly. I'll give better. I'll go with a ring. Okay. So you can see here it has been rounded. Now can I give capital O? Capital O is going to be value error. We cannot give. So only few we can give. So it doesn't mean that everything it will be accepted. Few clues are there, based on that clue only we are using. So now we are able to predict it. And size is going to be 15. Now I have to color my border edge. Edge is nothing but, here we can tell that this border is going to be my edge. So this is my marker. In this marker edge, I have to draw some color, or I should give some color with that circle. For that we can go with like my marker edge color MEC. So M stands for the marker, E stands for the edge, C stands for the color. So marker edge color. Suppose if you want to give black, I think so. Who's asking? Sharvish, you are asking, right? Jai Shuri, I think so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so black color means we cannot give B, we have to give K for that. So if you're giving as a K, I'll be getting the black. And see here black. Okay. Now, so can you see that border? Black color, or I'll change to the R, red color. You can see here red. So only that MEC is nothing but marker edge color alone become like a red. So red, here, red and red. Suppose if you want to make whatever color you need, try to give. So what are the colors we have option other than this? Suppose you want to give a yellow color, I'll give as a white. You can see that yellow color is not properly visible because of that contract color. But you can see that yellow color, hope you are getting. So yellow is going to be white. Suppose you're going with a K. K is going to be black, which we have discussed. Suppose you want to go with a white circle. It will not be visible itself, but I'll tell you. And see here, white circle is there. Actually, if you are zooming out, you'll be there. Because of that background also white, it is not going to be changed. And same thing, if you want to go with a green color, I'll go with a G. You can see here, when you're zooming, you can see that it is going to be green color. Green. So edge has been changed. This is how you have to mark your edge. Yeah. One by one, we'll learn how to make this possible. Same thing if you want to go with a star, also you can see that the entire edge has been changed to the green. So if it is a black color, I'll give as a K. You can see here it is going to be K, a black color. Okay. Now, what is next? Now you're telling like, sir, my line should be different color. My marker, which is inside this we have a blue color. This is nothing but by default color. This color I have to change. Just going to be, you will be thinking, sir, you're changing the border. What about the inside part? That also I have to change. Outside should be different. Inside should be different color. Line should be in a different color. Can I make that? Yes, 100% yes. So next we'll go with that topic only. How to make your marker itself colored, not the outer border, inside I'm telling. So how to write that same, copy that value one by one. So now I'll increase the value to the 5. Now how to do that same? First I have to float it. So we have to give only one parameter you have to change, remaining is going to be as it is. So pi float, so I'll be giving as a floating function. So from that pi float, I'll take a float. So I have to go with the ypts is going to be my entire value. So from this ytps, I have to go with a marker. So my marker is going to be, I'll keep as of now, I'll keep as a star, and my size, size of the marker. How to specify the size of the marker? Post in the chat. How to mention the size of the marker? First. How to mention the size of the marker? What parameter you have to use? Two character we have to use. What are the two character? Yes. Yeah, very good. Yeah, yes. Super. So I'll go with the yes. So m is equal to, suppose I'll give a size as of 15. So no issue, as you wish you can give. And after giving size, we know how to go with the edge color. Suppose MEC. This is going to be marker edge color. So my marker edge color should be in the yellow color. Why I'll be passing. Now this we done already. Now what is our target? My marker is which is inside. So outside we have a black color. Okay, I have to make this inside as a different color. So how to make it? This everything is going to be designing purpose. So if you take any good project, remember that. So these kind of presentations you can do to attract your pages. So now for that purpose, we can go with the MFC. MEC is nothing but for the edge. MFC is nothing but whatever your inner border is there, that front end alone will be which you are displaying. That front will be changed. So what is MFC? Suppose I'll give as a blue color. I'll type as a blue. Okay. You can see here which blue color. So yellow has been bordered, and inside that blue color line is going to be different. So what is my mapping line is going to be different, because suppose here if you're passing with a, suppose, sorry, I'll give with a R. R is nothing but red. Sorry, R. Yeah, it is my, okay. Here we are given Y. No, that's all. So it is going to be the cut of this. So exactly we can tell my size of my marker is going to be 15 and age is going to be yellow and enough value, that is F value is going to be blue. So just I'll give as a B. Will it work? Yes. Either you give a blue or B, anything is fine. Code is going to be, color code is going to be B. Want to type? Yes. Suppose can I, sir, can I want to type black color? So black means K we can give. Okay. But I don't know what is that K. You can see that changes. Entire front end became like a black. I don't want K. I'm giving as a black. Can I give black? Yes. No issue at all. If you know the color code, best. If you're not knowing, give that color, you'll be getting. So now black color. So you can see that black color outside. So now in place of this, you have to change to the G, green color. So outside is going to be green color. So as you wish, you can change. And remember, marker we have studied, floating we have discussed, MS, MEC, and MFC. I'll post in the chat. needed, try to compile and check whether you're getting this or not. Now, what about the next part? Suppose if you want to use both MEC and MFC argument to color the entire marker. So I have to cover all the marker means. So now I can go very simply that same syntax I'll be using, as it is I'll be using with a different value. I'll give some set of values 13, 81, 12, 110, 115. So now you can see that it is diagrammatic has been changed. Now I don't want in this scenario, okay, so I have to show that is PLE dot show. I'll be displaying. After showing, you can see here it has been given the parameters. So what are the x and y axis? It is giving. Other than that, if you want to make O, that is ring, I'll as a O, and suppose this MEC is going to be G, and here you are making as a red color. Either you give red color, okay, it will work, or give as R. R is also work. Here I can give as a black or K. You can see here. So red color and the black color. It has been changed. Yeah. So very simple, right? It's not very difficult task. Remember that argument. Small thing you have to remember. That's all. If you're like starting itself, we cannot learn everything. Slowly, when you're applying, when you're implementing one by one, you'll get into the ideas. So now we are done with this. What else we can do? Suppose you want to make orange color. How to make orange color? My marker is going to be same. Size is going to be, suppose I'm increasing, I have to increase to the 20. Yeah. Do you have any color code for the orange? No. So my edge should be red colored. I'll make it as a RED. Suppose I don't know the color code. I'll give as a red color. R is going to be the color code. Fine. But suppose if you're not knowing, I'll type as a red. Now, what is the color code for orange? Can I keep O? Will it work? No, you can see a value error. Can I give capital O? Again, it's going to be a problem. Give value error. Why? You can see where you are pointing. Invalid RGBA. They're given as a O. So what does that mean? How does it I can understand? So this kind of scenario will be there. To overcome this, we can type. If you're not knowing the color code, better try to type as orange. So type as orange, you'll be getting it. So even like in this way also, we can perform. Even I'll try to share that. So hope up to here, I think so is clear. Now we'll go with the style, like a line style. So this line is like completely plain, right? I don't know this plain color. I have to go with somewhat like a kind of style I have to increase. Line style I have to increase. So or line style I have to maintain. How to maintain the line style? By giving the dotted or by using the dash. So or like this kind of scenario we can use for the line style. So I'll give as a line style. So by using the matplotlib thing, I'll go with the line style. Okay, fine. Perfect. So how to do it? Same. I'll just copy paste that all the value which we have done already. So now here in place of writing all those stuff, I'll try to give as a parameter call as a line style. You can see here it will give as a line style. It will give us what kind of style you want to do it. I have to draw based on the dotted or a dash. So I'll go with a dash, like a two dash. I'll keep. It is going to be continued, and my marker is going to be a diamond. As of now, I'll keep as a capital D. So for the diamond shape, I'll go with a D. And after making it, my MS, that is my marker size should be in the size 15, and my MFC. So MFC is nothing but that front end. So that should be in the which color? I'll give as a black color. Okay. Now same thing if you want to go with the edge color. So I'll go with the MEC. So front and edge is covered, and that color is going to be black. I'll put. And next, or I'll give like this, and I'll try to show. PLT dot show. See here, it is giving the diamond. Suppose give as a small d. So because it is very small, I'll go with that. So small d, and this scenario, you can see the line, how it is lined. It is lined like a two dash. Suppose you want to give a dotted line, so I can give as a dotted line. Sorry, dotted dotted line. So okay, like dotted line is not working. Invalid. Okay, fine, got it. Okay, for the dotted. Okay, we have. Okay, these are the symbols are allowed. Okay, fine. Not like some other thing. So either I can write like this. I can specify how it will work. It is working. Or you can go with a one more thing. You can go with a like this. Get the dotted and use a ratio symbol just to symbol to get it. So I can get all the dotted line because you will ask like I need only dotted line. For the dotted line, we can go with a dot is not working, so that we can go with a S2 ratio. So ratio point. Now this will be we are able to increase the size of the marker. We are able to give the color to the marker. We are able to give the border to the marker. Now this line is default some sizes there. I should increase the size. How to increase the size? The size is very less, you're telling. How to increase this line size? Just think what can we give for that line size? Width I have to increase. Any idea? Okay. For that, very simple. Same thing. We'll take a copy of it. Now what I have to add a parameter. So after this floating point, okay, so many stuffs will be there. Now we'll go with a one stuff which is called as line style. So I'll go with a line style, sorry, a line style width. So I'll go with the line width. So line, what is my line I have taken, and I have to change what? I have to change my width of the line. So now I'll give suppose by default you will have some value that I don't want. I need my own value. Suppose I have to increase to the 3. As you can see here, it has been increased. See the previous diagram and this diagram. Previously, by default, it is giving value, and this is going to be 3. If you want to increase to the 10 also, you can increase, but it looks very awkward. We cannot find where we are pointing and where it is going with it. So better when you're going with a line width, better maximum it's going to be 5. You can keep minimum. You can go with a 3 is best. To visualize properly, 3 is going to be the best. So not like a very thin line. This is also better. Or if you need a medium, best is going to be 2. You can fix. So that 2 is going to be looks good presentation part. Now, other than this line, what are the lines we can give? So here you are going with a style as the symbol. Other than that, what else symbol we can give? So other than this, we can go with the it can be returned based on the dotted can be returned. How did you write dotted? So dotted is nothing but we can write as is going to be dotted. Now we have discussed about the dash. So what is dash? This is going to be dash. Now, can we use a space? Suppose here we are using. So now, if I want to give any value that is 0 also, it will work. Okay. You can see here when I'm giving as a width 0, nothing is visible. It is there. It is connected actually. Yeah. but it's not visible because if you're telling zero, zero means nothing will be there. So one means yes, I can have it. Okay. So by default, when you're giving a zero, it is not going to be working. So by default, it is going to be one. We can tell from here itself. Zero means you don't draw that line itself. Suppose if you have 100, yes, you can execute it. It's like a kind of Nippon paint. So with a brush we are typing. It's like that only. So better go with a width as max 5. It will be fine. Minimum 3 also looks good. So what are these styles are there? We can go with a solid style, or if you want to go with a dotted or a dash, etc., is there. So we can give anything. Now, if you want to increase the line width also, you can increase by using the line width. So now, other than this line width, we if you want to give a multiple lines, so in the same diagram, one is for the btech first year, one diagram is for, oh sorry, one line is for the btech second year. Suppose you are doing the btech in first year, my chart was in this way, so I my semester everything I have cleared with this cgpa. Second year I have performed in this order. Third year I have performed in this manner. So one by one individual year, if you want to have a different colors and different values, or if you want to draw the three representation, that is year one, year two, year three, that also possible. That is called as multiple line, multiple lines. So now in my graph, how to draw the multiple lines? That is what the next topic. So how to draw the multiple lines? First of all, you have to give all the points. So if you want to draw one value, sorry, one line, I'll give a one value. If you want to draw the two line, I'll be giving a two value. Suppose I'll give as a 5 points and y points two, one given and two is given. Here I'll try to modify some value. Can it be here? And or I'll give as 200 so that there will not be any conflict. Now same thing I can go with one more scenario for the pointer 3. So third, because multiple lines, right? So three lines I'm giving. And this value is going to be 33 and 41, 95, 91, 10, and it's going to be a value called as 15. Now we have taken three such n-dimensional array. So through this scenario, we have to draw the graph. So how to draw the graph? So we have plotted already. So in place of giving marker and etc., now just we'll try to display the three lines. How to display? So PLT is my alias name I kept. PLT dot. You have to draw the float. So give float. Float of which variable? Suppose I'll be keeping yes. Sorry, Y will be getting suggestion. Choose that. So first I have to go with a one. Same thing. PLT dot float. I go with a two. Same thing I'll draw, and for the three, yeah, can see as three different lines. Yeah, and here every time it is showing y. So like a matplotlib dot lines dot line 2d at this. What does this mean? Because you're not using anything like a show. So show should be used. So how to show that? plt dot show. I'll give as a show. Now that will be avoided. Now I'll be having only my answer. So one is going to be a green color, one is going to be the orange, and one is going to be blue. So totally three different lines has been taken up. Now same thing for this live like a one diagram, like this left side belongs to what value, this right side belongs to the what value. So if you want to give that kind of thing also, yes, completely you can do it. So just whatever we have discussed up to here, just recap, just revise everything. I'll be back within a minute. I'll bring some water. Just try to recap what are the things we have discussed. Okay, fine. So for the multiple lines, we can use a value and we can try to give float one by one. So you're trying to give a float for different lines to get it. Now, one thing you have to do. So this line belongs to what? So suppose you want to give a title for this, or you want to give a label for this. So now this 0.0, 0.5, 1.0, this everything belongs to what category? The 0, 1, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, up to 40. This belongs to what category? So if you want to give like that also, yes, we can give. So based on your title, I can give it. So now, best thing you have to remember that after making this line one by one, after making it, here this belongs to what? This x-axis belongs to what category? Y-axis belongs to the what category? This what I have to do. So example, if you want to go with a average like a pulses, you have to find. So now how many calories is going to be there, and what is your going to be average pulses? So if you want to check this, what I'll do, so I'll give a two variable for that. So I'll go with a scenario what we did already. So just we'll try to have this numpy these two. Now here I'll try to write x is equal to np dot array. I'll go with the array. So inside this I'll give some random value. So I'll give as a 80 and 95, 66, 77, 33, some set of values I'm trying to give. And y is equal to np dot array. I'll give it some more set of values which should be equal to the x. So now I'll give for the one is going to be average pulses. So this is going to be the average pulses I'll draw, and this is for the how many calories you have. So suppose I'll give like we have 240, 250, 260, 270, 280. So for the pi value, 5 is given. Now after first I have to float it. How to float? By using plt dot float. So float my x comma y variable. So I can float it. You can see here it has been floated. It can be like some scenarios different, so it is going to be turning up. Okay, because some highest value, then we are going with the left side, then we are coming to the right side, then it is decreasing. Okay. So leave fine, let it be in any kind of line, but whether you're understanding on that is important. So now I have taken a two set of array. Based on your two set of array, we have floated, and this I should not print all the time. So only thing is it is displaying with help of show. So I'll use a show to avoid it. Shows nothing but kind of display. So now you can see here it has been gone. Okay. Now what is this? I have to add a label for the x-axis. For the x-axis, nothing but here. So 30, 40, 50, 60. This is going to be the x-axis. In this x-axis, I should give one name. For the y-axis, I should give some name. So what can I give? I can tell like this, those who have scored 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 like that, there belongs to the minimum value. That is, mark is going to be less, and this is going to be the highest mark, 240. Like that, I'll keep any name as you wish. You can keep. So for that, we have to use a method called as a label. So you're drawing a before showing, I have to draw. So I have to write a word for the label, x label. So for the x label, we have a method called as a x label itself. You can see here one by one, x corr, x kcd. So many things like this we have. So now, as of now, we are going with the label part. I'll use a label. So what is my label name? My label is going to be x label is going to be minimum mark by students. You can see here minimum mark by students. So x it has been changed. The x mark by student. So minimum mark I can take it. So it will be in the x label. Same thing if you want to use for the y label, I can write same thing like plt, write for the y label, okay, and I have to write it as max. Keep this as a capital min. Here I'll keep it as a capital max. Max mark mark by students. So you can see here, I can print that. So hope you can see that max mark by students and the min mark by students. So this kind of be the X and the Y label. So this also I'll post you. Here, everything we cannot teach within a hour. So slowly only we're increasing. So finally, you can attend what kind of things we are doing. So finally, if you're taking the measurement, you'll learn more. So X label and Y label. Suppose if you want to, you might ask, so there's the X label I should give in the different color, Y label I should give in the different color. Like these kind of things you'll think. That is not good I'm telling. So first just understand how does it work. Then slowly try to do that modification. I should make this min mark by like a mark like by students is there that is given at the center. By default it is in a center. I should make to the corner, right corner or a left corner I have to make. This everything we can make a changes. Yeah. We'll do one by one.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it possible to make a parabola curves?
Yes, yes, possible. Depends on the
Okay.
value only, right? What value you're giving based on that only we can do it, and we have chart is there, so don't think that is over. Again, chart we have inside the chart itself you can what you are telling everything is possible with help of chart.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next, now we have to give a title for this. Can I tell this this is going to be the lowest mark we are given, this is going to be the highest mark scored by the students, we can tell like this something we can tell. Now for this I have to give a title. So X label is fine and Y label is fine. How to give a title? Label is fine. How to give a title for this diagram? We need a title everywhere. Without title, can you tell it is going to be diagram for what? We cannot tell because this code is going to be completely in the background. This cannot be, suppose you're doing some developing the application. So if you're using a WhatsApp, how does it work as a coding? Can you see the WhatsApp background? No. But background, everything will be there properly. Same thing, whatever you write, everything is going to be for your backend only. So front end is nothing but just going to be my front end. Only diagrammatic representation will be there. So that visibility is going to be completely different. Now this diagram belongs to what you're telling. Min mark by students means it is a database you're telling, like a student mark sheet you're telling, or what you're telling about the ranking you're telling. How can I predict that? So for that, if you have a title so that they'll understand this, and this mark belongs to which students also you're not telling. You're telling minimum mark by students. Which student? First year, second year, third year, final year, or a MTech student. How can I predict it? So that title is needed for us. So for that, we have to go with the you as mat dot lib label. Label is over. Next, we can go with the by using mat load lib. By using that scenario, we can go for title. So title will increase and make it as a heading. Now, title, how to take the title? Same code I'll take. So there is no changes in this previous code. As it is, I'll change. In this diagram, I have to bring the title. How to bring the title? I have to use a method name called as a title. Over. So PLT dot, I'll give as a title. So now, what is my title? It is belongs to the VTech VTech CSE department final year marks, marks. You can see here. So BTech, CSE department, final year marks. This is going to be minimum mark and this is going to be maximum mark. So now I brought what is that like a label you want to bring for the x-axis we have brought and for the y we brought, and we brought the title also. So by using the title method, I can make that as a title. And through this title itself, many things we have. So title I have to place in the corner, left side corner, right side corner. This title, it is in a black color. I have to make it as a blue color. There's everything you can do it, but slowly I'll tell you. Or try to explore more. So if you want to learn something more, just type as pandas document. So here also you'll be having pandas 1.4.3 documentation. So if you want to learn about the pandas much in depth, just download the documentation. Just whether if you want to go with HTML and conversion also fine, or PDF also fine. So if you are opening this, many things will be there. So you can explore more, because whatever I thought, it's like not 100%, and 100% none can do until you take a best course for the 6 month or 8 month. If you're taking the data science course, complete data science course, there you learn about in depth. And there also, if you take spend 20K, 30K, 40K also, 100% I'll write and I'll sign and give you. None will teach 100%. Based on the concern, based on the time permits, they'll give you the content, but max to 70 to 80% can give, not more than that. When if you want to reach more, then you have to explore many documents. Just type it as a pandas documentation. Just download this. You'll be having all the things over here. You can do like that. Now, suppose if you want to go with a NumPy. So just go with a NumPy documentation. So here itself you'll be having documentation, NumPy documentation. So in this NumPy, what are things you have to learn? So many versions are there. Which version you are using? So what is our version you mean, and how to use it? So you can develop that by using this. But same thing if you want to go with the documentation, you can see here. So just download this. So if you download it, so all the thing or a feature what you have in the NumPy, everything will be here. Same thing for the Matplotlib. So if you want to explore more, only solution is going to be Matplotlib documentation. So here all the documentation you can see. So from the top you will be having pip install Matplotlib. If you are using an Anaconda or Conda, you can go with a Conda install Matplotlib. So we are using a Jupyter notebook, so better we can go with a pip only. So then slowly you can see here what is the float types and what is that matplot frequently asked question. Be aware for this frequently asked question. So that is what your interview will be there. So what is going to be the like mark, like we are telling as a make room for the tick label. So you want to prepare the question paper. You are creating a project based on the question uploading site. You have to take an online test. So for the online test, title will be there. So this is going to be our assessment one, and time will be running. So this everything if you want to do as a project also, you can use this tools. What I thought, it is going to be completely you can use it. So same if you want to explore more also, you can explore here by downloading the document. So many things are there. If so 10 line sorry 10 days 20 days and all, you cannot learn 100%. So if you take a large, like if you are depending on one specialization, suppose I have to go with a machine learning, I should be on my special learning as a machine learning, yes, then take only machine learning there. If you take anything here, base only we are giving. Through this base, if you want to, you can choose your field, which is how you're good. So suppose you're good in the developing field, so by Python I'm knowing very clearly, I can go with a Python developer. Then for the Python developer, what you're learning is now really not required, I can tell. If you know the language, then move to the data structure and the algorithm over. So you can become a software developer. In the software developer, if you want to know based on the front end and back end, if you are working. So coding also I'm working, designing also I'm working. Then you have to know about this pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, data visualization, and C1 you have to know, PyTorch you have to know. Many things are there. Next, so we made a label and we kept as a title for it. Now, if you want to increase the font property, so this font size by default is giving some value like a size. I don't want this. I have to increase my font size. So here also font size or a font color. So this color, everything is a black. So here your 30, 40, 50 or measuring that also black colored. And what label I given that is also black colored. So it is like completely even. I don't want that. I should highlight something. So my label color, this should be in the one color and my title should be in the different color. So like this, can I do it? Yes. That is what they can tell as a setting your font property. So next we'll go with the set font, or we can tell as a properties. But I will go with the properties because you are changing label and title. So properties will be plus. So now, so send like a set the font property. Now how to send your values? So inside that font, you have to send what kind of color you want. You have to pass as an argument. Same thing. I'll do it now. I'll be using after floating or before floating or whatever might be the. So here I'll try to use which color you need, what is your size. So now this default size is going to be small, we want to increase some size. Yeah. Same thing, this yeah, y label also size is less, I have to increase that size. So whatever might be there, we can do it easily. So by using the only one way, I think, but I'll use a one more variable called as a font, font, font one. Font one is nothing but you're depending on what kind of family. So now if you want to take any excel and if you want to perform, suppose you take our, sorry for this because I'm training for some company based on the DXC, based on the Wipro TCS. I used to handle class for them to give a placement because tomorrow my campus, my students is going to be taking the interview for DXC. So I was before you, like before you batch come, I was training for the DXC company. So fine. Next. So now if you want to make that possible, so you want to change the color. How will you change the color? Same thing. We know already. Suppose you take, suppose here you have a red color. For that red, I don't want. Actually, I should change to different color. So what I'll do, I'll select my category. So what you want to select, I have to select this alone. So this numpy alone, I have to make it as a different color. So I'll select it. Here I'll be having option that is font option, that is theme color is going to be what. So I'll change my color one by one. So whatever you want, I can choose it. So now suppose I need a blue color. So I can choose it. So now here, who's modifying? We are only doing that manually. So there also just you have to write as a what belongs to what family. Same thing, this style you have to change, this character style you have to change. So you have here, so I have to change this font size and font also theme. You can see the font name itself font only. I have to change to Arial black and my size should be uh, 36 or I'll give us a 48. Yeah, and it should be like bold. So we are given, and it should be like a italic, and it should be underlined. So who's doing this everything? We are selecting everything. Shadow, you need a shadow. Yes, I can go with the shadow. You can see that shadows are visible. So those are, if you want to go with the line spacing, it's up to you. So before that, two lines, you can do that changes and say same thing, uppercase you have to convert, lowercase you have to convert, or a toggle case you can go, or a camel case you can tell, or you can tell as a toggle case. So up and low will be there. So whatever you want to do, yes, it's up to you can do. So here we have n number of options. Yeah. So the same thing we have to do here. Font one. So what is my font one? So now in this font one, what family you're choosing, I'll give. So I'll give a parameter called as a family. In this family, what kind of family you want to choose. Suppose I have serif. Okay. Now, after choosing the family, I need to give some, suppose color. I'll give as a color. Which color you want to choose, I'll give as a color. And that color should be black. Already it is in black, right? I don't want to again go with a black. I'll give as a blue. Blue color it should be the. And that size I can give as a size is going to be minimum you will be having somewhat less than 10. Just now I'll give like 20. Now this for the font 1, and we have one more option, font 2. For the font 2, I'll give as a red color. I'll give in place of blue, I'll give as a red. And size, I'll try to give as a 15. So now font 1 is ready, font 2 is ready. Now you might think one more thing. So family are given some. But other than that, do you have any other family? That's what I said. The documentation is there. Try to explore more. Right, this is going to be the basis given. Explore more. And suppose you are searching and you are not getting, then let me know. I'll tell you some other. Many families are there. Like here, you're choosing the families right in the word or when you're going with a presentation. So same thing. We have a number of things. Now, after choosing this, I have to make my title. So where is my title? I'll give that title TLT dot title. So what is my title be kept? So title is going to be BTech CAC department and marks. I'll give as it is. Now, now here I'll try to pass. So inside this title function, you can see here parameter. Can we see label? So what kind of label you're passing? So my label already it is passed. Now, other than that, we have a font DICT, font dict is there. So now if you want to read what is that font dict, you can see here. Font dict is nothing a dictionary. So dictionary control the whether you want to give your text. So you want to give your title text or a font size, or if you want to go with a weight or a color or a vertical alignment, or if you want to go the horizontal alignment, what I might be did is everything can give here. And same thing, I said you about the left, right, and the center. We can go with the LOC. So lock is nothing but lock. If I'm giving as a center, your title will be in the center. So lock if I'm giving as a left, it will go for the left side. Lock if I'm giving as a right, it will go for the right side. So by default, it will be in the middle. So title location will be in the middle center. Okay. So now other than that, if you want to go with the left and right, we can change like this by using LOC. So you can see here padding also you can use. Okay. So this Y is nothing but whether you are giving or which kind of axis, like a top to the Y axis or not, you're telling that. So now first we'll go with the first value, that is label already we have discussed. Now we'll go with the font dict. So font dictionary is nothing but one by default. Now this everything is going to be dictionary only, right? Family. And what is my family? This is going to be the key. For this key, I'm giving a value. So my key is going to be color. For this, I'm giving a color for that. And here my key is going to be size, and for that size, we are giving some value. So same thing here, you're passing as a dictionary. That is what the font dictionary they are telling. So what is my font dictionary I'm choosing? In place of none, I'm choosing the title, or here also we can give that font dictionary none. In place of none, I'm choosing the font 1 because size is given as a 20. So title should be a more and label should be less size. So I'll use font 1. Next. So here I'll try to use font 2. Yeah. Same thing here. I'll try to give as font 3. Oh, sorry, font 2 because we are not created for the 3. Here I'll give as a font 2 because font 1 is going to be one different kind of color and everything, and font 2 is going to be this set of difference. Now I'll try to show the output. You can see the output here. Min mark by student, minimum mark is going to be red color because you're giving a red color here. Okay, you can see here that we are given color as red, and size you're given as a 15. Suppose you want to increase your size, up to you. And suppose you want to make it as a dark red, this is not up to the visibility. I have to make it dark, sir. So how to make, just again I said you, just give dark. So give as a dark. So dark red. So hope you have seen the changes. Dark red. So previously it is different color. Now it is changed to the dark color. Now this is how it works. Now same thing, you are given as a font 1. If you want to increase to the size 25, you can see here, you can increase the size. So but size 25, it will be very out of my border. Better go with a 15 also. Sorry, better go with a less than 20. It's fine. So it will be exactly to your border. And this is how you have to change the color and size. So now your font size should be increased or decreased to the 10. You can see here it has been decreased to the 10. If you want to increase your size 15, or I have to give 18. So you can give 18 also. So even this I'll try to shade. So now just think what are things we have discussed up to now. We have discussed about the color changes, marker, from the marker, how to go with the outer border. That is by using MFC, MEC, everything we have discussed. Now, what is next? Next is nothing but position. What position you have to place your title. Suppose if you take this title, whether this is in the left side, right side, or center, we are not able to predict because my title is still very big. So now suppose you have a title called as, just I'm giving as a inspire. Inspire I'm giving. You can see here, inspire exactly is placing in which place? Center of my graph. I don't want center. I need to shift that position to the left side or right side. So now we'll try to go with the position. So for the position, what I said, if you want to move to the left side and the right side, can we go with the which parameter I showed you previously? What parameter we can give for aligning? Very good. Super active, I think so. Nice. Malini, keep it up. That spark is needed. So now we can go with the positioning. Last topic we'll go with our today's session, that is position. The position your title. So how to position your title by using the lock. Okay. So how to use that? So now we know the answer. By using lock, I can use it. How to use that? Where to use that? That is what the next scenario. So now you want to give a lock towards the, if it is a title, I can use left side and the right side. Now, if it is a label, how to use left and right? I'll show you that scenario also. We don't want this. I'll take this part. And I'll give a title called as Inspire. And students mark, I'll try to keep it as minimum mark only. So it will be less so that we can, if you're aligning, you can see that shifting part. And here everywhere it is center. Minimum also is center. Max also is center, and Inspire also it's in the center. Now I don't want center. I have to position it. So for positioning towards left, if you want to make, yes, I'll give as LOC, lock. Lock it and make or bring this to the left side. Left. You can see here Inspire has been shifted to the left side. Now label is there. So now for the label also I'm trying to give LOC is equal to, I'm giving as left. Can we use left there? And see here, left means this has been changed. Yes, it has been changed to the left. Now suppose I'm going with a Y label. I'll go with a LOC lock towards the, I'm telling as a right side I'm giving. Okay. You can see here it is going to be value error, because when you're going with a, when you're going with a, is that fine, when you're going with a X label and title, that will be in a proper format. But if you go with the Y label, it will be in a, it will be like this. It will be like here. So now how can you move this max mark towards left side and the right side? So here, How can you move left? Left, is there any possible to move to the left? Not possible. Is there any possible to move to the right? Is there any use? No. So now that is what it is showing the error. So when you're locking this as left and right, it is not moving. It won't move also. If you're moving left side, it is out of my bottom. So I don't want that. For that only we have I lock. Other than the left and right, we have bottom and up. So now where I have to place? I have to place in the bottom. So I'll type as bottom. You can see here it has been placed at the bottom. So this bottom belongs to the mark, like a maximum mark starts from the 180, etc., etc. If you want to move towards here by when you're going to the X label, I'm giving as bottom. Can I give bottom? You can see a value error. How? Because X label either I can move left side or right side only, or I can keep in the center position by default. How can I move bottom? How can I move up? That is what the error they are telling. So that value error, because bottom is going to be the not valid value for the lock when you are using for X label. Either you can use left, right, or center. Yep. Hope you are getting it. What I'm telling. So it should be. Suppose I'm making as a right side. You can make right side. It doesn't be right side. Yeah. Next, so how to add the grid? So suppose just I'll end up with here. So now here we have here nothing is there inside this graph, nothing is there. If you take a graph, in between you'll be having a lines, number of lines will be small boxes will be there, check box will be there. So now that's fire graph, like how to bring it. So add the grid. How to add the, thank you, Vijay. So how to add the grid? So one thing we'll discuss. So how to add the grid? Same scenario we'll be using. We'll be using a function name called as a same thing I'll be using. So no other changes here. I'll try to put as PLT. Make that as a grid. So grid is nothing but in between you'll be having some lines. Okay. Either you want to go with the horizontal or vertical. Tomorrow I'll tell you. You can see here. You can cross check that where it is meeting the desired point. One by one you can measure. So this is going to be in between. You'll be having that line. So this is going to be completely background is going to be plain. And here, if you want to make a grid, I can make it by using that function name called as a grid. Yeah, fine. So that's about the today's session. Just whatever we have discussed, I think so. Today we have discussed more. Okay, so try to recall everything. Small thing only we have discussed, but we'll forget for sure. So in place of that, try to implement and check. You do the modification. What are the things you are coming to your brain? Suppose I have to now I'm doing with the left right. Suppose you want to shift only to the one position forward, one position backward, or five position backward or a forward. I have to move like this. Okay. So then how to think? So then that kind of scenario alone think. And if you have any doubt, let me know. If no doubt, just put a thank you in the chat and you can leave the session. Thank you so much. Remaining tomorrow, we'll discuss about the graph, like based on the floating point. So how to go with the bar chart, pie chart, many things are there. We'll discuss. Yeah, Deepak.
Sir,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah, audible.
Yes, sir. So, sir, you told that 3D figures are not possible in Matplotlib.
Possible. But for that, we have to go with the importing will be different.
Oh,
You have to go with a pillow. Here I'm going with the matplotlib. Other than that, we have to go with the whip. So we can go with the whip by using the pillow. So pillow is nothing but P. What is that? PL. Pill.
that's a
Sorry.
separate file to download,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes. Don't want to download. You have to import. Pill. PIL. You have to import. I'll tell you
Okay.
that. So in the last 10, like a 10th day, I'll tell you that only. So do you have some image? That image how to load as a Jupyter notebook. I'll tell you that. There only you'll be learning what you're doing.
Okay, sir.
So fine. Any other doubt? No doubts? Okay, fine. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. And still did not submit your assignment questions. Still that group is like not activity with the questions. complete, then get the question from me, and try to be prepared for the last final assessment. Once the course is over, immediately within 1 or 2 days, we'll give you the link for the test. You have to take the test to produce the certificate. 2 certificate you'll be getting. Okay. So all the best, do well.